It's the last man standing. It's either you gonna be in jail, or you getting lucky around this bitch.
Nigga don't need no academics. Man, you don't deserve to live no more, bit, bro. I hope you on God.
Yeah, I remember as a youngster, you standing on the block out there playing hopscotch, making a lollipop. I wanted to come and talk, but I was shy back then. Baddest girl in the school, thought I had no man. Closest to friends, used to pick and laugh at me, used to call me silly names, cause I was so full and jagged. Exactly how I thought it would be. Years later, I'm in the Bahamas, sipping, lifting.
And it's either you gonna be in jail, or you getting lucky around this bitch.
Nigga don't need no academics. Man, you don't deserve to live no more, bit, bro. I hope you on God.
What's going on, man? Thank y'all for tuning in. It's your boy Finesse Game, the best game. If you disagree, it's because you lame. What's up to everybody on the East Coast, everybody on the West Coast, everybody down South, Midwest, and everywhere in between, if you know what I mean. We back with another reaction video, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hey, I appreciate all the love. You ain't never been to my channel before. Y'all don't know who I am. I go by the name of Finesse Game. I drop reaction videos, or sometimes I might just get on here to chop it up about whatever I feel, man. Hey, if you're loving me and you're feeling me, make sure you hit that bell notification, subscribe. I got a lot of stuff that I'm gonna be coming with, man. So again, I appreciate y'all. But without further ado, we're gonna get right back into the video. As you see the title, we're gonna talk about the last 24 hours of King Von's life. King Von was a very popular Chicago rapper who ended up being murdered, I believe in Atlanta. So, hey, we're gonna get right into it. Let's roll the video.
Was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
Individuals got into a physical altercation. That physical altercation escalated into an exchange of gunfire.
APD says the gun battle took place in 3 different spots near Trinity Avenue, where a total of 6 people were shot. 3 have. One of them, a rapper Davon Bennett, who goes by the stage name King Von.
A 22-year-old man named Timothy Leaks is reportedly facing felony charges in connection with the death of King Von.
October 30th, 2020. Davon Daquan Bennett, known to Chicago and the music industry as the rising superstar, King Von, released his debut album, Welcome to O Block. The project title was inspired by his neighborhood, O Block.
If those of y'all who've been hiding on the rock who really don't know what hip hop is and really don't know what's going on in hip hop, go check out King Von's stuff, man. Show that brother some love over there. He was a very, very talented Chicago artist who unfortunately lost his life same way he lived it, to the gun. So we're gonna get right back into it.
And it marked the beginning of what many were calling the next icon out of Chicago following his close friend, Lil Durk. It was his moment in the spotlight after facing numerous challenges from shootings, loss of loved ones, and serious jail stints. Sadly, his passing date was already drawing near. November 5th, 2020. Approximately 6 hours before the event that took his life, King Von was getting ready to head to Club Opium in Atlanta to celebrate his album release party, slated to run between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. November 6th. Von, having grown up in an environment of crime and gangs, held not only book smarts but street smarts as well, and knew how to conduct himself. King Von had with him approximately 2 personal security, and his manager, who was known as Track 100, had a personal security of his own. In addition to this, they headed out with 20 to 25 persons in his entourage.
Again, man, I ain't gonna keep on pausing, but I just want to say something, man. Again, rest in peace to King Von. Hopefully he's in peace. I really don't know, but nonetheless, rest in peace to that brother. Very, very tragic, you know, because I actually just had started getting on his music like maybe 6 months before he passed. Very, very good artist, man. But like I said, man, unfortunate that this happened the way this did, and we've seen this happen before. But hey, this is hip hop. We're gonna get right back into it.
8 to 10 vehicles, one of which was a Hellcat both him and his manager drove in.
Capital One security that moves with Vaughn, and he traveled with 2 more security. You know what I'm saying? Vaughn traveled in a bulletproof truck. I think we about 8-10 cars deep, 20-25 on entourage.
It seemed safety was first priority, and everything was put in place to protect Vaughn if any situation was to arise. However, in the coming hours, he would break protocol in the heat of the moment and place his own life in jeopardy. King Von and his entourage were having a good time at Club Opium. Videos show the rapper in the spotlight with his section as everyone was enjoying the night with his music echoing through the speakers. King Von was enjoying the fruits of his labor and a new path of success. The clip from inside Club Opium stamped 12:28 a.m., November 6th. Within the next 3 hours, King Von would be fighting for his life. The night went well. The album release was a success. Everyone was on a high from the energy and love at the club. Between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m., things began winding down, and it was time to head out. The agreement was that once they leave...
Now pay attention. This is where it gets real murky. Because now King Von is going to start doing things that he normally don't do. Like he started moving in a completely different way that he normally never moves.
Club Opium, they would head back to their Airbnb. Unfortunately, King Von had other plans.
Opium, which was his album release party. I think we're about 8-10 cars deep, 20-25 on entourage. Everybody mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and the Airbnb because that's normal routine.
Instead of sticking to the plan, Vaughn went off route, telling his driver to go to another after-hours spot, the Monaco Hookah Lounge. That was the first decision that began dismantling what normally was an airtight entourage moving as one unit. Vaughn headed out to the club on his own in a bulletproof truck with him and approximately 3 other persons.
I drove to the club with Vaughn in a Hellcat. So going out the club, he jumped into the bulletproof truck, and it was him and maybe 2 or 3 more individuals in the drive. So everybody else that was with us driving to the Airbnb.
It was only when they arrived at the next club that one of the persons with him, presumably his DJ, called his manager informing them where they were. At that moment, everyone else on their way to the hotel made a U-turn and drove to where King Von was.
So basically King Von went out route and went to a whole nother club from his entourage. Why he do that? Because now you leave yourself out. Now you leave yourself open. Like I say, they say he never moves like that for whatever reason. This man went to a whole nother spot, and they had to go chase him down to see where he went.
It was then that King Von's manager started noticing something strange about him. The normally cool, calm, and collected individual was not his regular self. That feeling was further confirmed when Track 100 arrived at the parking lot where King Von was. At around 3 a.m., they arrived, and his entourage would exit their vehicles to go into the club. But King Von just kept sitting in the bulletproof truck for around 30 minutes.
He know how to move. He know how to pick spots. Like, yo, this man is like, I promise you, the best artist I ever moved in my life as far as knowing how to conduct himself properly. But for some reason that night, it was off. Like, he stayed in the car for like 35 minutes. And
at that point, his manager entered into the passenger seat to check in with Von. That prompted Von to not keep everyone waiting any further and enter the club. As with normal procedure, his security personnel left their firearms in the vehicle due to club policy and first went into the club and scouted to make sure the environment was safe and free of anyone that may cause an altercation.
That time, we're telling security, hey, it's time to go in now. Von's ready. You know what I'm saying? We've been here too long. Let's go inside the club. So they do their rounds. They go inside the club, they check the venue, go inside, check the outside, make sure there's no threat. Now,
the problem was, the person who would be at the center of the altercation that took Von's life was outside and in a vehicle. At the same time, another rapper, Quando Rondo, is in his vehicle about to go to sleep before leaving the club area. His close friend decided to stay in the vehicle with him and indulge in a smoke. Quando Rondo stepped outside with the intentions to let the other vehicle they came with park beside them so he could get into the back seat and get back to going to sleep. That didn't go as planned. 3:19 a.m., back to King Von's vehicle, just a couple of seconds before the life-changing event would occur. One of King Von's entourage came up to the vehicle window and let it be known to Von that a particular individual was parked close by, and he was
See, if you notice, King Von didn't even know Quando Rondo was there. Somebody from his entourage really being missing. Like really, like you ain't even had to tell him nothing because he was really was chilling. But him and Quando Rondo had a beef or whatever. So once you mention Quando Rondo, he up, he moving. Shouldn't even said nothing though, bro.
sleeping.
Homeboys came to the driver's side and they said, "Hey, we seen so and so. I'm not gonna say no names. We seen so and so in the car," and instantly,
In that instant, King Von again went outside of character and immediately hopped out of the bulletproof truck, heading in one direction, allegedly in search of the individual that was parked close by. Caught off guard, his manager tried to slow down King Von before he made an error in judgment and did something he would regret, but it was too late. 3:20 a.m., just over a second later, King Von turned around a white vehicle and saw his target, who was then revealed as the aforementioned rapper, Taekwon Terrell Bowman, aka Quando Rondo. Quando Rondo on the opposite end didn't realize who was walking towards him. Instead, he thought it was simply a regular group of persons and was allowing them to pass. But as soon as Von laid eyes on Quando, he began offloading a fury of punches about his body.
by the time Von jumped out the car, I don't even think he knew where so and so was. He just jumped out the car. He bumped into so and so. As soon as he bumped into so and so, started brawling. From that 1.5 second of brawling act,
Quando Rondo recalls being hit so hard that it felt like an outer body experience where his soul left his body.
Ooh man, you know how hard you got to hit a nigga to bang. He say that nigga hit me so hard I felt like an out of body experience. Damn, that nigga rocked your ass. Man.
Was looking down at the brawl taking place beneath him. In that moment, Quando Rondo began pleading with God to spare his life and allow him to make it home. The next thing he knows is that Von is shot along with his friend that pulled the trigger. In the clip from club surveillance, the alleged shooter can be seen exiting the white vehicle amid the brawl, circling to the side of Von and offloading a couple of shots, hitting Von about 3 or 4 times, about the upper body, and his manager once in the leg. Right after the shooter is seen falling to the floor, as he himself was shot in retaliation, it was then that 2 off-duty Atlanta police officers who were working security at the establishment and an off-duty officer who was patrolling nearby brandished their firearm.
Let's read this. King Von born Devon Bennett 26 was among 2 groups of men who began arguing outside the Monaco Hookah Lounge near downtown around 3:20 a.m., leading to gunfire, the authorities said in a statement on Friday. 2 off-duty police officers were working security at the establishment. Okay. So the off-duty police officers is the ones who end up firing back.
And began shooting a hail of bullets that took the lives of 2 of King Von's entourage in the process, Slutty and Louie.
and everybody else coming towards him was getting shot at by the officers. The other 2 people that from bullet wounds from the officers.
One of those 2 were gunned down while trying to return to the vehicle to recover their firearms to protect Von after he was shot. All the while, King Von is clutched to Quando Rondo, holding him as a shield from the rain of bullets being fired by the officers, sending everyone scattering.
Von was shielding himself with so-and-so. He literally was holding him up. That's how strong he was. Even while being shot, he know what's going on. He felt it because he was conscious the whole time. So he's holding the individual as a shield.
Things would finally cool down, allowing both groups to recover the injured in their vehicles and head to the nearest hospital. The shooter got into Quando's white vehicle, and Von was helped up from the floor by his friend and placed in a black vehicle. The fight for King Von's life was on, and the clock was ticking. Strangely enough, those in the vehicle with him, taking him to the hospital, allegedly recall King Von being the one calming them down and keeping everyone relaxed, even while he was bleeding out. According to their accounts, from how collected he was, it looked like everything was going to be all right.
When he was in the car, I myself wasn't there, but the gentleman that was in the car with him was panicking, and Vaughn was the one that was like, "Hey, calm down, slow down, chill. I'm gonna be good."
Rondo Rondo's friend and alleged shooter will be brought into the hospital where his life was saved. Sadly, moments later, King Von passed away while on the operating table undergoing surgery. The news broke, and it rocked not only Chicago and the hip-hop community, but the world. Investigators would be swift to apprehend the alleged shooter, who was found at the hospital nursing 2 gunshot wounds. His name is Timothy Leaks, also known as the aspiring rapper, Lil Tim.
Officials confirmed one of the 3 people shot was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
And he was charged with the murder of King Von. Lil Tim would be held at the Fulton County Jail, where he would begin the fight for his freedom. During the following months that would pass, he would be denied bond on 2 separate occasions, before finally being granted and posted bond on $100,000 on March 26, 2021.
A 22-year-old man named Timothy Leaks is reportedly facing felony charges in connection with the death of King Von.
Still fighting his case, he would waste no time using the spotlight to catapult his rap career, releasing the single Off the List, which disrespectfully taunts audiences by insinuating.
Man, he tried to do that, and that shit ain't really bubble like that. Like he tried to, after he uh shot King Von and killed him, he tried to do a little music, whatever. But that shit ain't really bubble like that. He was, you know, whatever. And ain't that was like a few years ago, and ain't been nothing since. So everybody can't be a rapper, man. Somebody gotta hold a camera. Somebody gotta roll the weed. Somebody gotta book the shows. Everybody can't be the main man who want to be always be in the spotlight. Some of you niggas just gotta roll with the flow.
Insinuating in the title and lyrics that he just scratched another name off his hit list. Quando Rondo would also receive backlash for releasing the track End of Story, which many speculate was mocking King Von's hit Crazy Story series that went viral. Quando Rondo's life would be tossed in turmoil as his life became a target, which resulted in his shows being canceled, and those that did go on saw little to no patrons willing to risk showing up. That wasn't even the worst part. It was allegedly reported that, at his first show back, over 50 shots were fired his way in retaliation for King Von. Luckily, he wasn't caught in the hailstorm. Since then, Quando Rondo has on occasions took aim at the deceased King Von at shows, going as far as saying he'd piss on his grave. Most recently, he was again in the spotlight, but this time on the receiving end of what Von's family and friends endured, after an attempt on his life was taken, where his friend Lil Pap instead was killed. Rondo posted that he denounced the gang life and wants nothing more to do with it. Rondo realized that the pain that those close to Von had to endure. Footage emerged showing the screams that echoed as officers pulled his friend's lifeless body from the vehicle. It's the same old song being sang, one that seems to never end. Take one life, and the cycle never stops. King Von understood this all too well, but on that night, he just acted irrational, and it cost him his life. The circle continues. Rest in peace, King Von.
Rest in peace to that brother, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for rocking with me. If y'all ain't hit that bell notification yet, make sure you hit that bell notification. Y'all can be notified. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna get more to these reaction videos. Peace, love. I'll holler at y'all later on, man.